So welcome in the next lecture, guys, and now we are going to take a look inside the engine and the main tools which we are going to use in our course. So here, as I told you before, from file, new level, basic, and you will start from scratch and you will build your new level. So this is everything what you will see when you make it. So first, how I'm moving inside the viewport. By clicking the right button of your mouse, and moving your mouse, of course, you can make this type of movement in your scene. With the left mouse button, you're going up and back. And when you are moving your mouse and rotating it, you can see the viewport is also rotating and going forward and backwards. Okay, and when you're holding the scroll button in the middle of your mouse, you can make this type of movement. So when you're combining all of the three buttons, you can make any type of movement in your viewport. So for me, the main one is the right button because I'm making any of these movements only with the right button. And sometimes with the scroll button, when I'm moving it, I'm zooming in and zooming out. So the left button is something which I'm not using too much. So it's totally up to you. If it's easier for you, you can use it, of course. But for me, it's only the right button and the scroll one. So this is everything for the movement. So let's start from here. So what we have here, this is some of our settings from where we can show up and to hide some of the stuff inside our viewport. So for example, I'm using it only to hide some of these, for example, this skylight, this directional light. So how you can hide it and to see your viewport without them is by clicking here and game view. So now you can see your level totally clear without anything inside. So this is the main thing from what I'm using this bar here. The other stuff, I'm not touching them too much. So let's continue with the next one. So here we have the viewports of our level. So for example, here we can see our level from the top. And of course we can move it to lit, because when you're make it top, bottom, left or right in the beginning, so you will be immediately in wireframe. So I don't know, wireframe, it's something which I'm not using again too much. Sometimes it's okay and it's necessary, but for now we don't need it. So lit is the main one. So now we can see our level from the top. Here we have from the bottom, and again here we don't see anything too much because it's bottom and we don't have anything in our level. So let's move to the left. Here we have left. Yeah, you can see here our icons, and again we can move everything with our mouse with the same movements like I told you before. So it's okay and it's basic. So I'm not using too much this stuff, sometimes top or front sometimes, but let's move back to perspective, which is the main one. So this is the perspective viewport. So from the next bar, we have different view modes. So we have lit, unlit, wireframe, path tracer, which is the render which we are going to use in our course. This is the most realistic render for Unreal. So you have to prepare your PC, guys, with a good parts, with a good configuration, with a good graphic card, mainly. So it will be really heavy when we're rendering. So just have it in mind that you have to prepare a good computer, or if you don't have this opportunity, of course, you can render without too much samples in your frames. I will show you later, don't worry. So here we have unlit. When you're working on a project and this project becomes really heavy for your PC and start slowing down and wagging, so we are moving to unlit. So you will see everything okay, but without too much details. The colors will be not that good like in lit or in path tracer. So here it's when your project or your PC is exhausted and you have to reduce the lag a bit. So it's useful. You have to use it when you're working with Unreal. So wireframe, something which I'm not using too much. Here we have path tracer. So I'm not going to start it now because it will slow down my PC for now. Maybe not now because I don't have anything in my level. So I will show you. Okay, yeah, it's fine because my graphic card it's okay, but sometimes it's going to be slower. So okay, this is the path tracer. You can see how it's rendering here. We have the bar when it's loading, and here we can see when our view is fully rendered from path tracer. But I will bring it back to it now. If you're using the older version of Unreal Engine, you won't see, I think, the path tracer here. It won't be automatically added here. You have to activate it from here. So I will show you how to activate it if you can't see your path tracer render in this bar. So you have to come here to edit, project settings, and now we can see project, the settings of our project here. So we have to scroll down a bit. Maybe it was in, let's check in rendering, and scrolling down, let's see lumen, not lumen. So hardware ray tracing, it's our menu. So here you have to activate path tracing from here, guys. So it's important to activate it. Okay, nothing here, all our stuff. So here, activate it, and after that, you have to restart your project. One icon here. You can see here, restart now. I won't do it now because I don't need it. I will click restart later. And after that, we have to check for window here, I think. Let's see. And we have to activate DirectX 12 or 11. It depends on your graphic card again. So if you make this stuff, your path tracer after the restarting will be here in this menu. So you need it, and be sure that you have it in your project when you're starting. Okay, let's continue. Here you can again stop some of the assets in your level. So for example, some of the assets which are here on the right side, but we are not going to use it now. Okay, let's continue here. First, let's add an asset in our level. So by clicking this menu here, a lot of stuff will appear. So first, here we have lights. We have some actors for games. We won't need this stuff here for our cinematic level. Virtual production, we won't use it again. Cinematic, we will use a lot of stuff from this menu here. So not for now, but later I will show you how and which one. Now, shapes. We have shapes. So let's add a shape. For example, this cube. And the cube will appear in our level immediately. So here it's our pivot from where we can move it on left or right side, up and down, of course. So how you can switch it and to rotate it, for example, here, this is the selection tool, which we have here now. And here is the rotation one. When we click on it, we can rotate in every direction. And so on by step, we can rotate a bit, and until we have the rotation we are looking for. So yeah, if you want to rotate with one of these numbers, for example, with 5 or 10 or 15 degrees, you have to come here to click some of these values here, and now you're rotating with 15 degrees every time. So if you want to do something faster with bigger degrees, it's okay from here to change them. We can move and rotate them even with 120. But I'm using this one because it's with more details. This is the smaller one. You can see how smooth it's rotating now. So yeah, if you want to rotate it even smoother and with the best details, it's from here, guys. When you come here on the right side, by holding the left button of your mouse here on any side one. For example, this is on the red one. So the red one is X, Z, and Y, of course. And you can rotate it from here by moving it on the left or right your mouse by holding your left button of your mouse. So it's simple. You can do the same thing from here. So if you want to make rotation with the most efficiency details, it's from here. So you can also click on the value here and just to write something you want, and to try different values by writing them with your keyboard. And of course the direction from here. Also we can move it. This translate object is moving to, we can do it from here as well with better details, of course. So this is the scale. From here we can scale. So we also have it here, the scale 2. So from here we can click any of one of the directions again and to scale it. Or we can make it from here, but now they're moving and scaling all of the sides of the shape. So that's why our lock is locked. So you have to unlock it, and now we can scale all the side by side again, like this tools here. And if you want to close it and again to scale everything together, you just have to click on the lock and to scale it as well. So it's simple, I think. I don't see anything hard for now, guys. If there is something hard for you, if you need more explanation, just write me under this video and I will show you and to add something to show you more how to work. But we have a lot of stuff which I'm going to explain you now and later, so don't worry. And now let's continue with the other stuff here. So here are the stuff. For example, this is the camera speed. So now I'm with 8, and when I'm moving the scroll button of our mouse, it's with this speed. If we want to decrease it and to be slower, now it's with 1, and now it's a little bit slower. But if you want to decrease even more, now it's really slow. I'm making now really big circles with my mouse and really fast one, and it's not moving too fast. So from here you can reduce the speed of your mouse. Sometimes it's important to do it because you have to move slow to see some details, and if it's like faster, like 20, look, now you can see anything. It's impossible. So here I think 7.2 it's okay for every project, so you can reduce it from here. This is the scale snap, something I will show you later. For now it's not important. So let's continue here with the outliner. Everything you're placing in your project, for example, it will appear here in the outliner. So here it's our cube which we added. So let's add another shape, for example shapes, and let's add this sphere. So our sphere is here. Let's find it. Okay, and it will appear here as it happened already. So here is the sphere, and of course you can make a lot of corrections in the sphere. So if you want to change the name, you have to click right button of your mouse here on the sphere, going to edit, which is obvious, and to click rename and to choose any name you want. Another way, if you want to do something, if you want to zoom in this asset, you have to click twice on the sphere here and you will hop and zoom inside it. So it's same for the cube. Now for the sphere, now for the cube, I'm clicking twice faster with my mouse, so you can do it. Sometimes it will help you to when you're doing your project. So by default we have directional light. So this is the light from, we can switch off and switch on everything we have in our level from here with this eye here. So we can hide everything and unhide. But just to remember, when we are to this time, when we are making renders, sphere and other stuff, if you switch them off, now you can see them, but they will be in the render for sure. If you want to switch off them from the wall project forever, you have to come here into the details menu and write visible. And from here, now they won't be even in your render. So just have it in mind this. If you want to hide something forever from your project and you don't want to see it in your project when you're rendering, so it's from here. But if it's something fast, you have to do something faster just to hide something for a bit. From here, it's better. And after that, it will appear in your project, of course, and you won't miss it when you're rendering. So it will be there and you won't lose any time. It's, of course, it depends on your project and what you're doing. So yeah, let's continue. We have, so this is the directional light. This is the light which is emitting from our level, the basic one, which we are going to use because it's important setting and important effect. So we can say this effect. It's not a setting or anything like that. It's setting. So let's turn it on and let's continue. So here we have high exponential high fog, which blur our here our sky and makes it more realistic. So exponential high fog, it's also important, but not for the path tracer. I think we want to use it here. So for us, it's not important, but when you're making games, for example, it's important. Sky atmosphere, we have some temperature of our light, of our sky and everything. You can make a lot of changes of your sky from here and choose the color, but let's keep it like it's in the real life. Of course, if you're making some project which in where another color is needed, you can switch it from here. So of course, it's same for the directional light. You can switch the light in our level from here. So now, what is the difference between the sky atmosphere and the directional light? Here, you are changing the light which the sky is emitting. We are not changing the sky here, the main sky. So here is the main sky, the blue color here, and here is the lighting which is emitted from this sky atmosphere. So yeah, skylight, let's check. It gives another detail in our level. Sky sphere, we won't see it now. Volumetric cloud, this is our cloud, which we can reduce from here to move them up and down if you want to change their size, their form and scaling, and to make some corrections with our clouds. So yeah, planet radius, we don't have any planet here, so it's okay. Okay, let's move them up. And how you can undo something if you want to do it. So by clicking the Control and Z on your keyboard, you're making undo in your project, and you can do it as much as you want. It doesn't matter and it don't make any sense. So yeah, this is the volumetric cloud. So if you want to copy one asset and to place it next to this one, for example, what you have to do, we have to click on the asset, to click Control C and Control V, and now you can see sphere 2 appear in our outliner. So it's inside here, so we have to move it here, for example, or we can just click here. Okay, duplicate, it's not here, maybe it's from let's see, yeah, it's duplicated, it's here. You can do it from here, or with Control C, copy, Control V, it's pasting. It's like every other 3D or 2D software. It's not a big deal, guys. So here from the details, we have a static mesh. So this is our sphere. From here, we can replace it with any mesh we want, for example, which we have in our project. So here you can see everything we have by default when we are making a starting project from scratch. So I will add, for example, what's this? I don't know. It's not any asset. I don't know. It's okay. It's something. Wooden cable drum. Okay, it's wooden cable drum. So from here, you can switch it with every asset you want and which you have in your project, for example, without adding it from the content drawer. So now I'll show you the content drawer, how it works. Now we see it white because this asset is using the default material, which is not changed. So of course you can switch any material you have in your project and to switch it here. So for now, I think it's not hard. So let's bring it to the sphere from the beginning. And now it's time to continue with the content drawer here. So the content drawer is important because here it's everything what we have for our project and what we are uploading here. So here we have folders, we have everything, our assets are here. You can upload everything you want here. So for example, if you want to make another new folder, you have to come here to click right button, new folder, and to add something new, for example, and to click twice, and now you have a folder in which you can add your assets inside. So here you can see your folders as well on the left side. It's the same like here, but here it's faster. You can move to any folder you want from here. So let's hop here in the new. So it's content drawer. Click content drawer and it's closing and opening anytime you click on it. So if you don't want to see it, just click it again and it will hide. If you want to open it, it will open. So here by clicking add menu and import to game new, here you can import any asset from your PC to your project. I won't do it now. I will make it later when we are adding the assets for our project. So by clicking the right button here, you will see the same stuff like add. So right button is the same like add button here. So here we have a Niagara system, we have materials, different maps, levels, blueprints. We will use everything from here. So don't worry, I will explain you step by step. We can't make everything now in our second lecture. So for now, that's it, what you have to know about the basic stuff here. So, yep, Niagara system is for VFX, like smoke, fire, explosions, and stuff like that. Materials is the color of your asset, how they will look like. Level is when you're building a new level, new map from scratch. And blueprints, it's when you're coding, making some stuff inside. Automatization of your project. We won't use blueprint like programmers here in our course, but we'll make it just a bit to attach the wheels of our car and to animate them easier. So it's not hard, don't worry. You'll see how it works. You will learn it for sure, and you will build your project from scratch, and you will have a really nice cinematic after end of this course. So, okay, content drawer. This is our project, let's say. This is the folder of our project, the content folder of the project. So let's close it and to see what more we have here. We have some settings here. Okay, if you don't have a good graphic card and it's heavy for you, you can click your settings, engine scalability settings here, and to choose any type of this visualization. So I'm working on Epic now, which is one of the best. Of course, the best one is cinematic. So if you have a slower PC, you have to click on medium or high. It's up to you. And your project will be faster. Of course, will be without any details. Maybe some of the details will hide. But when you're in the beginning, when you're starting, when you're making something now from scratch, it's okay to start from medium and from high. It doesn't matter, even from low. But let's switch to low. You can see our light here, it's not okay when it's on the low. So lighting is a main stuff which is affected from this scalability groups. So medium, we have a shadow already. In low, we don't have any shadow because this is making our project heavier. High, we have some better view, of course. And let's check on to the cinematic. Now we have the best one. So I will bring it back to Epic for me. Okay, let's see what I'm missing. So here from edit, you can undo or redo something. You can check here the hotkeys from your keyboard and to use them to learn them if it's easier for you. To be honest, I'm using only for undo and for redo the hotkeys. The other case, sometimes, most of the times, I'm clicking to edit and making here some cuts and blah blah. So here, Windows. Here I have some again cinematic stuff which we have here as well. So for now we won't touch anything here. I will show you if we need something later in our next lectures. Another settings which we won't need. This tools is maybe more for the programming stuff and for the blueprints. So it's not for us build. Sometimes we're using this menu when we have something broken in our lighting, in our scenes. So we have to rebuild the light. Maybe this happens when you have a slower graphic card. When I'm with the new one now with 4070, everything is okay, and really rare I have to rebuild something. So we won't need it for now. Select. Let's switch to the next one. Here, browse asset again. This is the edit menu, the right button of your mouse. When you're clicking here, it's really funny how I'm saying button. It's button, of course. It's not my main language, of course, English, but I'm working always with English, so I'm trying my best, guys. So don't judge me if there is something which I'm saying it's not correct, but I'm trying, of course. And okay, let's see here the level sequence. This is something which I'm explaining later in the next lecture when we're starting to build our cameras. This will be almost at the end of our course. So for now, let's leave it. Okay, here we can add some lights to our scene. So I will show you now a bit how to add these lights. So let's stop the directional light, for example. And now everything is black. So let's build some lights. So lights here, and for example, point light. We have this point light. So if you are making a level, some cinematic with studio light, you won't need this directional light if you don't have any windows from where the light can go inside. So when you're in a room without any windows, you won't need this directional light. You will need only this point light. So here, now let's see what we have here on the details menu. Here, the details menu, we can make different correction on the settings of our stuff from the outliner. So we'll use a lot this details menu in the next lecture, even now. So here you can increase the intensity of our light, the radius from where this light is working. Here, the how to say it, maybe this is the middle of our light. So the main point which it's affecting, it's this one, the source radius, and of course the attenuation radius. Sorry for this. So you can see how it works. So it's not necessary to explain because there is no explanation. I know I tried, but you can see how it works. So from here you can make it smoother, to increase it, the radius, to make it brighter in the middle of your point light, and to make it to decrease the light on the edge of this light. So this is the explanation. And soft source radius, here you can make it softer. You can see how it's changing here in our middle light here. Okay. So yeah, we can switch the color, of course, to any one you want. So now let's turn here and to add some of the other lights. If you don't have this, if this directional light, for example, you delete it and you don't know how to bring it back, and you want it really want this light. So from here, directional light, and you will have it. But you start with bigger looks. So this is the intensity of this light from here, and you have to decrease it just to something smaller, and you'll have it. So I will stop it again. So lights here, we have a spotlight. You can see how it works. You can rotate any light you want from here, the rotation tool. So if you want to make a spotlight, this is the way how you can make it. And of course, you can reduce the length of this point light and the radius again, the angle, of course, the middle light, the radius and everything what we had here into this point light. So it's useful. I will delete it. Let's check the other lights. So we have a red light. So this red light, it's like a plane which is emitting a light. So I'm not using it too much. Maybe if you have a studio and you have a plain lights on your ceiling, for example, so you will add it to fake it. So like to looks like it's really the light is coming from this plain lights on your in your room. So this is the way. It's another light which is useful. So here we have the skylight and HDRI backdrop, which we are going to use for our project here. So let's check HDR. What is the HDR? We are taking an environment which is taken from a photographer, for example, with a camera of 360 degrees, and we are taking the light from this environment which we have from our camera, which is totally real outside. And real outside, you're going outside your home. So we are going to use it, but I will show later. And I think let's bring back our directional light, which we deleted earlier. Now you can see how I'm working with the undo setting. And I think this is everything you have to know for now, how to orientate in Unreal, how to navigate inside. And in the next lecture, we will continue, guys. So see you.